I always feel like I'm doing the shadiest stuff ever. Man, welcome to heaven. Man, more than I imagined, more than I expected this morning when I was sitting at work. Now it's an after work adventure. Let's just mark it down as 175 inches, you know, to account for the buffers. Waistline of 175 inches. Let me do this fabulous calculation real quick for this beautiful white oak. $175 divided by 3.14 times the growth factor of 5. Roughly around 275 years old. Probably the oldest white oak I've ever discovered in heaven. Well, during my exploring sessions. Look, they just dropped a gift. Oh, it's one of their buds. What you know about that? Thank you for the gifts of life. Thank you for life itself, ancient tree of life. Roughly 275 years old, give or take 10 years. Either way. Man. Out here again today. The very next day, definitely had to come out after work. Perfect find indeed. Perfect waistline on this lady. Man. On to the next one. Time to get to the main effort of today. You already know what that is. I got 5 grocery bags with me. Ready to pick up the rest of what I left. What I couldn't get yesterday. Very much prepared for this Friday evening adventure after work. Get ready to work out here in heaven, clean this place up. Down by the creek. Thank you for leading me to her again. Another one. Ancient. Live for another 100 years, will you please? I pray that you do. Let's find more later. Let's get the cleaning out here. I know, like deja vu. I was sitting in this exact same spot last night. Almost the exact same time. They know I can never give up on the cleaning effort though. As shady as I'm gonna look, I'm still gonna try to do that thing. You guys crazy. Oh, there's more. I spent 90% of the time last night bent over. Gonna be the same tonight too. Beautiful. There goes 45 minutes. haven't even left yet. I knew there was a reason why they were using their energy to keep me still, keep me standing here for something. Seems like somebody came by back in the 80s and dropped a load. There goes 3 bags. Man. Seriously though, this is quite the treasure in the left hand, but I don't think I can take it. It's park space. You're not allowed to, grab the treasure. You're not allowed to take the treasure. Let's hope you're allowed to take the garbage instead, because that's what I'm trying to do. So glad they let me see it though. Man. Let them take care of the rest by protecting it. Thanks for the treasure. Oops. Time to drop our own load. Salvage the bags for the next go around until dark. Better keep a lookout. People gonna think I'm crazy. I got 3 grocery bags full of nothing but nasty trash from trying to clean up out here. And I'm about to drop a load in the garbage can. Keep the bags for the next go around. Anybody coming? It's the perfect time to be out. A little bit after 7 o'clock. Never seen anybody out here, but I'm doing shady things. Or I look shady. Which means there's probably 10 people headed down here right now. Yep. Got to finish up over here in this heavenly spot. But first, I got to head to a very high spot up here. There was a big discovery that I made about a year ago, up on the hill. I think I got to go back and get it. I don't want the blame to be posted on me because I was the last one to touch it. You probably already know what it is. It was like a 24 pack of water, like Kroger water or something like that. Dasani? Something like that. I can't remember the brand. Way up in the woods up here. It's almost like, I don't know how a full case of water ended up in a spot like that. Probably homeless, I don't know. But there were no signs of like a homeless camp or anything up here. And the water was probably most likely soured. But I emptied out the water to pray for the rain, to give the landscape some water, some nourishment out here. So I emptied out, I think there was like 16 bottles out of the 24 pack or something like that. And I emptied them all out. but I left the bottles there that I can remember. So now I gotta walk my butt all the way back up there to grab the garbage that I left behind. Let's hope someone did it for me. Or let's just hope that I actually did take the bottles out and not just leave them there. Because I can't stand being a failure when it comes to cleaning heaven. Wonder if my same old footsteps are going to be out here from last night. 1, 2, 3. I only have like an hour and 20 minutes, not to mention that it's cloudy, which means we really don't have that much daylight left. Let's hope I don't have that much to grab, you know. But we have a long trek to get there, right up on this big hill, right behind the Costco. If I go all the way up there and find out it's not there, then we're good to go. Trying to find the path of least resistance. Nothing like burning that daylight when I can't afford to. But there's a job that needs to be done. With every step we take, there's a job that needs to be done. I bet somebody grabbed it. I bet they did. They had to. You can't miss it. Can't miss the cute deer either. Sorry I'm disturbing their little heaven out here while they chill. But there's something I gotta get. If it's still here. Where did I make it to last time? I don't see them. I don't. It had to be right here. It was on the turn right here. Sticking out in the grass. And I prayed for the rain, so I emptied out the bottle to give the nourishment to the lands out here so it wasn't teasing them. You know? The full bottle is just being held up in traffic. Well, somebody picked it up. They did. I think the connecting trail is part of what this is right here. Somebody got that thing. Thank the Lord for that. I'm sorry I failed at that one though. Yeah, I think this is part of the connecting trail right here. Yeah, it was right here. About 16 of them, still wrapped up in that big plastic container. Right here. And I emptied it out, all of them. But I left the bottles there. Heck yeah. What? No one got him. Crap. Thank the Lord I came back to look. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven's habitat, heaven out here. I gotta come back and get all this later. But first I gotta grab this thing right here. Here's the bag that held it. I actually didn't take it out. Someone tossed it down here. I never forget a container. My bad. My bad for real. Job's never done. No matter how you look at it, the job is never done. It's almost as if once you pick up the garbage, you got to come out and rake the leaves and finish off the landscape and, get the death out of here to help them feel more alive out here. I mean, it's almost like that's the process of it. You get the human garbage first and then you come out and clean up the rest. Some serious landscaping. Da Vinci style. If anybody sees us, we'll just say that we went a quick trip up the road. Ain't nothing like these quick trip bags. They're nice and big. Just like the Wendy's bags, the ones they put the salads in. The Wendy's bags and the Chick-fil-A bags. When I went to Quick Trip today, I asked for 2 bags because I knew how big they were going to be. I wonder if my footsteps are still out here from last night. You know they are. But the garbage isn't. Because we got it all. I don't think it's going to take me an hour to pick up the last little stash over here on the side. On the other island. Look, they like it even more now. They decided to come out and say hi. Making the place more heavenly. Because that's all it takes. And that's what they like. Deja vu. Just 24 hours later. Thought about bringing a rake out here and just raking all this stuff up, you know, leaving nothing but the sand. Get all the death out of here. And leave nothing but the living, the life. On to the next tour. Beautiful sand out here. For real. Can't look out here, it's illegal. The only thing you can look for is that. Let's hope you don't find a lot in the future, if you know what I mean. I don't even want to know what's on the bend down here, stuck up on that corner where the waters get high. I bet there's like 4 garbage bags full of bottles stacked up high. That's another adventure later. But first I got to worry about all this on this side of things. There goes that last piece. Job well done. Not bad for about 3 hours worth of community service out here in heaven. Glad I can come back again. Let me go ahead and take a look at this side. You know it's going to be FUBAR though. You know it is. It's almost like I don't even want to take a look. There's probably empty gallons out here. Milk gallons, water gallons, whatever. Antifreeze containers out here that are going to take up an entire bag. But it is heavenly out here. Look at all the mountain laurels on that side. That tells me that side's clean. Da Vinci style. Sorry for stepping on the living things out here. Dang, there's a lot down there. Crap. Why can't the gravel bars that we search in for the major things act as a filter out here like these guys do when they hold on to the bottles and stuff? Why can't the gravel bars hold on to the artifacts that we're always looking for in abundance, you know? Wouldn't that be a blessing for the rest of the year? I don't even want to think about it. How much is in this thing right here? I'm about to fall. I'm hanging on the edge right here, trying to get this thing. Well, instead of popping bottles with models, I'm picking up bottles at the park. Happy Friday night. I know. I need a grabber. I do. I need to stop by a Walgreens or a CVS or something like that and invest in one of those grabbers, maybe even 2 of them, you know. There's nothing wrong with having 2, right? I always buy things in 2. Got to consider that next time. Maybe next time should be immediately. think that's going to be it for this session. Got to come back later to scope this place out. The rest of it, who knows what's going to be down the creek. Looks even better. But it's always beautiful out here. But you got to help maintain it. Keep it that way, Da Vinci style. That's going to be it right now. About 8:15. Got to get going. Trash these things right here. Put them in their rightful spot. Ain't nothing like cleaning heaven. Let's go ahead and end the night on a high note, picking up this red line. Seems like that's a pattern lately. Let's go ahead and grab this thing.